Well, we don't agree on everything, but they're right about this.
I believe we ought to do all we can and seek to lift ourselves by our own bootstraps. But it's a cruel jest to say to a bootless man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstrap.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Superior, and thank you for watching Superior Thinking, where we're committed to an intellectual integrity and a moral honesty. And today I want to talk about something that I've been hearing a lot from Republicans talking to Democrats and Democrats. Like it's a lot of ideologies that I believe that Republicans do have corrects, and of course there's a lot more I believe that Democrats at least say is correct. Now, do they follow up with that? That's a whole different video. But today we're here to talk about collectivism and individualism. Now, collectivism is where we're going to talk about that on a separate video, but today we're here to talk about individualism. Now, that means the way that I explain it is me as an individual is responsible for my outcome, for my future. Now, yes, like I said, collectivism, as a society as a whole, as America, as a bunch of people who live in a country, I believe it's more, 70% collective and the rest is up to the individual. But today, Republicans, yes, they are correct when they talk about people are responsible, at least for the most part, responsible for their future. Now, this is really coined best by pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. Now, one thing I have an issue about that. Yes, we're going to talk about it. Yes, that is correct. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You got to go to work. You got to wake up in the morning, or whenever it's time for you to get up in the morning, and take your ass to work. Do your work with excellence, get that paycheck, use it wisely, pay your bills, and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Don't do a lot of crazy things that will just drain money out of your pockets. And then the next thing you know, you don't have a job, you got all these responsibilities. But one thing that I don't agree with is you tell someone to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, but yet we live in a society where some people, one, are born with boots on their feet, and some are born with flip-flops, which you can make that work. But if we live in a tough world, you know what I'm saying? You can't be walking around in flip-flops all day. You need some steel toe boots to walk around in this world that we live in. But some people only know what flip-flops feel like. And then some people don't even know what none of that means. They walking around barefoot, and sometimes that has to do with their environment, the environment that they live in. Now, that could mean a couple of different things. One is education. If a school doesn't have enough funding, it's because there's not enough people, there's not enough money flowing through that neighborhood. Now, that could be the lack of good jobs, that could be the lack of people living in fancier homes, high costing homes. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff determines on how much that state puts into that school. So if a town or a community doesn't have too much money, too much going for it already, it's not too much money being put into the schools. And if money is not being put into schools, that means education is probably at its best mediocre. You know what I'm saying? So if people are graduating or barely graduating high school with very little to poor education, guess what? They're not going to get those bomb jobs. And guess what? If they don't get those amazing jobs, they just work in their city or in their town. Guess what? Those jobs are only paying barely a livable wage, if not that. So if they can't get a good education and can't get a good job, how are they supposed to buy these boots that everybody keeps talking about? You know what I'm saying? So to me, when you tell someone it's up to you for your outcome, but yet everything around them is either purposely or just forgotten to assist them in getting these boots. How are they supposed to do that? And then when they ask the government, like, hey, I need help, you know what I'm saying? I need help to put a roof over my head. I need help to make sure me and my family is eating. They get demonized for it. They are the lazy ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you tell someone that they need to work hard and they can barely pay the bills? You know what I'm saying? Not everybody can just create a company and just become billionaires. If that was the case, it'd be a lot more billionaires in America. I'd be one of them because I got 1,000,001 ideas and I know one of them is going to work. You know what I'm saying? But it's just crazy to me that we live in a society. And yes, once again, I do believe individualism, responsibility, self-responsibility does play an important role, but we all have to make sure everybody has a fair chance on putting on some damn boots.